North Clipper High, friends, Darth Momo here to talk about a recent announcement made by StarWars.com. The new animated show, Star Wars Resistance, will air in the fall. So, I just wanted to give my thoughts briefly. I mean, I know I haven't uploaded in a few weeks. I told you before, I think the channel's dying down and may have already died. I've got one, maybe two videos to do. I've already announced my plans that I will not be seeing Solo, a Star Wars story, in the theaters. I have yet to decide whether I will see it at all throughout my lifetime. And I'd already announced that I was kind of done with Star Wars, with the exception of Episode 9. Just with how things have been going between Last Jedi, Solo, the end of Rebels, and Forces of Destiny, I was kind of just losing my interest. So, I can't tell based off the one image we have if this is going to be a 2D or a 3D animated series. I would hope it's 3D, but it looks like it might be 2D, and if that's the case, you know, I don't even know if I'm going to give this a try. If it's 3D and such, depending on the trailer, I'll definitely watch the trailer, and I might check this out. I mean, we all kind of knew the next television series was going to be the sequel trilogy era, since Clone Wars was prequel and Rebels was original. Based off the way kind of Rebels overall went, it was kind of at that point where, you know, it could be, you know, likable to the adults, it could be hateable, and for me it was kind of at that point where it was like, it was good, but there was definitely points where it fell apart, and based on the look of the series, it sounds like it's going to be further down kiddie road. And that's not what the Star Wars animated series are supposed to be. Things like Forces of Destiny, yeah, that's fair enough. The Lego stuff, that's fair enough. That's directly for kids. The animated series weren't supposed to be like that. They were supposed to be an all-ages thing. Clone Wars definitely was like that. There were some episodes that were gruesome and probably kids shouldn't see. There were some episodes that were directly for kids, and some adults were like, okay, when's enough? Rebels was kind of that point where it was like, it did that, but within episodes. There were some episodes directly like, you know, this was dark stuff. And there were some episodes that was like, okay, you know, enough is enough. And there was a lot of episodes where it was like, there were some good moments and there were some kiddie moments. And I just, you know, overall, it was okay. It was fine. But I think Star Wars Resistance is going to be heading down that further line of kitty, and will probably be more so directed towards kids. And that kind of disappoints me, especially where we're getting into an era of, you know, the movies. It's not just like, you know, it's the Legos, it's spin-off, obviously. This is going to be stuff where it's taken seriously, and it's canon. Forces of Destiny was not. The majority of that, there was a few episodes that stood out, and were like, wow, this was pretty good. The majority of it just fell, and it fell apart. And if it was, like, marketed similar to Lego, where it was non-canon, it would have been fine. But it is canon. I have to deal with the canon having things like Rey pulling pieces out of the nose of a Hapabor, and what else there was. You know, I don't even want to think about it. So that's my thoughts on Star Wars Resistance. Depending on the trailer and the animation format, I'll probably end up giving the first episode of a try, but, you know, I don't think I'm going to stick it through like I did with Rebels. I don't know. I mean, if it does things like, you know, solve what the heck happened to Ezra, maybe I'll give certain episodes a try, but all in all, I don't think it's going to be a good series, and they're really pushing it out quick, because so Clone Wars ended, and then we had a year gap. I mean, in there we had the brief Netflix release of Season 6, but there was a year gap between the end of Clone Wars Season 5 and Rebels Season 1 beginning. And this one, they're just pushing it out. And this is kind of the whole thing with Star Wars, and is it a fatigue? Are we getting too much? We have a trilogy by Rian Johnson, God help us, please. We have Episode 9, we have Solo, 2 more already announced spin-offs, and I guess now Aldrin Ehrenreich is signed on for 2 films, that's been confirmed. We have a series of films done by the Game of Thrones writers. We have 3, or I can't remember if it's 3 or if it's 1. No, I think it's just 1 live action series being done. So it's just, and then I'm pretty sure Forces of Destiny is gonna get another run. There's just too much. Star Wars was special. Star Wars wasn't like Marvel. It can't be really overrun. That's all it should have been. Now we have what? I probably won't be able to fit them all on my shelf in a few years. Well, thankfully I won't have to. I'm not buying anymore. Anyways, that's my thoughts on Star Wars Resistance. It's probably gonna not be really good at all. And I hope that this is all... I know I'm not the only one feeling these thoughts. I know there's a lot of other people with these thoughts, and I hope this is all starting to get to Disney and Lucasfilm. And obviously, they want the cash cow. They want money. But I hope that they can realize that they're ultimately going to make more money if they stop now. Thank you guys for joining in. I don't know when I'll see you next, so Darth Momo out, and may the Force be with you, always.
Thanks for watching. Please subscribe to the channel. If you liked the video, comment down below and hit that like button. Oh, and check out some of my other videos. I'm sure you'll find them a delight.